It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
I'm Steph Beckett, and I'm with
Gary Kayye, and we are coming to you live from ISE 2024 here in Barcelona. This is definitely the biggest ISE I've ever seen.
I know that's what everyone is so excited to see. Another great episode of rAVe TV. Gary, you got it from here.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Hey, I'm Anna Wesley. Well, I'm here with rAVe Pubs, and we're about to go grab some content. Let's go.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. All of our coverage is at ravepubs.com/ISE. Hey everyone, it's Gary Kayye.
And Steph Beckett. Happy Wednesday. This is rAVe TV, the industry's only weekly live Pro AV TV show.
Yeah.
Gary, how are you?
Doing really well. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that we're doing this live. Hope you enjoyed that little sizzle reel of everything we did at ISE. And we just want to remind you, for those of you who didn't join us for replay last week, you can actually watch our 1 hour replay of all of ISE, which encompassed about 55 or 60 videos, little elements. We just little 20, 30 second snapshots of 55 or 60 different products and companies that we thought you ought to know. And all that's at launch.com, lavnch.com, or you can go to our website at ravepubs.com/ISE and see all of our ISE coverage. What do you think, Steph?
Yeah, exactly. We have over, how many videos, product videos do we have on the website? It's like
2140 or
2140
videos, I think it was.
Yes. So plenty of content for you to go through and choose from. And we hope you enjoy doing that as much as we enjoyed creating all of that content. So hopping right into the news here, because Gary, we were talking about this story yesterday. Walmart has acquired Vizio. Vizio?
I've only the TV company.
I've only read this word. I don't think I've actually ever said it.
So Vizio's was the first US based manufacturer of televisions in 30 years, when they actually debuted probably 15, 20 years ago. I don't know what's going on with your video, but maybe it's not happening live, but I'm seeing weird anomalies on your video stuff. But in any case, it might just be on my side. But in any case, Vizio was the first US based manufacturer of televisions. And they were the first company that I remember had smart TVs, meaning they had the apps built on the TVs. Maybe Samsung was first, but Vizio, and of course they're known for their affordable televisions. Well, this is an interesting purchase because Walmart bought them. So here's what I think. Walmart doesn't want to be in the TV sales business. Walmart wants to be in the advertising of the products they sell business. So if they slide these TVs into your house, they can slide in advertising content into the TVs. So what I think you'll find out is that Walmart will be giving these things away. And what I mean by that is, instead of they'll be side by side with the Sony and the Samsungs and LGs, and price wise, they'll be half the price. So they'll be almost too good to not buy, especially when you see them side by side set up, because they do look pretty good. And then what will happen is they'll support that through advertising Walmart products and services into your house. And you've probably noticed this already, Steph. Do you watch any Bravo TV shows?
Like here and there, but I'm not like a connoisseur.
All right. Well, Hulu's doing the same thing. But if you watch Bravo or Hulu shows, when you pause the show now to get up and use a bathroom or get food, you see an ad on the screen. That ad is known as the last foot in the world of advertising. That ad is actually generated by the set-top player right? So Apple TV, Roku,
Yeah.
whatever. So they're keeping all the revenue for that ad when you freeze it. Bravo gets none of the revenue. Hulu gets none of the revenue. The networks get none of the revenue. This will go all the way to the Supreme Court one day, where they'll go to the Supreme Court and say, we deserve part of that revenue because you're pausing Friends, and we get paid by advertisers to broadcast Friends. And just because you're pausing it doesn't mean that you should be able to put ads on it, but they're putting ads on it. So it's creative.
It's interesting.
So what happens when you pause it, you'll get ads from Walmart. And of course that will trigger services, or even they could put banners up on the screen and they could say, if you want to buy out of this banner, it'll be $50 a month or $20 a month or $10 a month. Or if we advertise the right products to you, you'll buy them.
That's really interesting. Huh.
Yeah, that's why I think
never thought about it like that, but I knew that it wasn't just because Walmart wanted a TV company that manufactures its own panels. I knew it had to be more. Yeah,
it's all about advertising revenue, content management, all that kind of stuff. And it's a good purchase by them. You have Amazon, obviously with their devices, right? The Alexa devices doing their thing, and that's flat search. You ask Amazon, if you ask any of the Alexa devices something, they're going to flatten the search. Instead of you getting 50 results or 100 results or millions of results, you're getting one result when you ask it a question. Well, of course, the result is seeded by Amazon first and foremost. So it's their way to compete with them. And of course, Amazon is getting in the TV business. You'll see that by the end of 2024. You'll see them building larger. They've already got a 27-inch, I think it is 24 or 27-inch Alexa. They're going to build a larger one, more like the Samsung frame, Steph. You'll probably like that.
I probably will. It sounds like something I would like. Well, let's continue on, because you published your crystal ball bright and early, midday Monday. And I wanted to talk to you about that because I always love seeing what your predictions are going to be for that coming year. So do you want to run through a few?
Sure, I'll quickly go through them. And of course, you can read them all at ravepubs.com. You can see the article and everything. I have some slides here that kind of flip through the top of the 15 companies and products and services and tech that I mentioned in there. But so anyway, I actually did a webinar yesterday live. You can actually watch that webinar if you go to exertusalmo.com, click on the education, then click on demand. But here's what I actually predict for 2024. Number one, this company you probably never even heard of called Excite is going to become, they're going to build a cloud-based management platform that will manage all cloud-based management platforms together in one pane of glass. And I think they'll pull it off in 2024. They've been around since 2022, but they just got, $30 million in funding from Intel and Samsung. Trust me, that matters. Number two, e-ink is really going to drive the e-paper business. They're the ones making the raw component for Philips and for Sharp and EC, Sharp themselves, and also for Dynascan and the other e-paper companies out there. You're going to see a lot more. It's going to definitely change the face of digital signage. Third thing is I believe that extra wide screens, 21:9 aspect ratios are going to become sort of the norm for even classrooms. Right? We all know that's happening in conference rooms. I mean, every collaboration company at ISE had a 21:9 screen, even Avacor and any like D10 and any of the others. Now, and Vivitech, anyone who's in collaboration. But now you're going to see that in classrooms as well because we like that larger screen. It's going to be a giant year for micro LED, kicked off by Samsung's launch of transparent micro LED, which Steph, you saw. It looked incredible at ISE, did it not?
It did. It's definitely got some game-changing potential because I'd seen transparent LED, of course, but never transparent micro LED. Yeah,
the micro LED just blew me away. Number 5, we have this sort of Hollywood cinematic meetings content way of doing meetings, thanks to Hudley Crew and Cisco's cinematic meetings product and what Logitech is doing with their seamless switching, where you have 3 cameras in a room and it automatically does the switching and automatically frames the person that's talking. And if multiple people are in the room, it'll frame all of them at the same time. And you see the nuances like expressions on their faces. That's going to move into the classroom market in 2024. This is a close-up of the IPMX chip with the first adopted standard for AV over IP, but I do not believe it'll be adopted by it will not be big until it's adopted by one of the big 4, QSC, AMX, Crestron, or Extron. One of those big 4 is going to have to add IPMX. And I think in 2024, one of them will probably add it as an on-ramp. Number 7, as you mentioned, Steph, on our last broadcast, everyone's got a video bar, but I think they're all going to survive. All of them have their own kind of unique differentiation. Like Sennheiser's new video bar, their differentiation is Dante compatibility. Barco's new video bar is the fact that it's got a click share built into it. Vadio's new bar, the reason why it's going to be successful is they make everything. Like they're kind of a glue company, and a lot of people use Vadio. And in fact, your guest, there's probably no one that knows more about Vadio and how they innovated the industry. They invented USB connectivity, and your guest coming up today was a giant part of that and deserves a lot of credit for that. And I think they'll be successful because of what Kelly Perkins did there at Vadio while she was there. Number 8, Logitech's Project Ghost product. That's an interesting product. What I think will be the result of that product is this movement towards AV as a service, because they're going to sell that as a service. And that's going to trigger other companies to say, maybe we should do that too, instead of just selling it as a piece of hardware. Number 9, these digital signage products are going to move into be media servers. As we get multiple output digital signage, they now become video wall processors. So we're seeing the merging of those two markets. Number 10, thanks to HD-Base-T, you're going to be able to send USB 3 and USB-C a lot cheaper and quicker and easier. Number 11, experiential design is going to be a big thing in 2024. We're going to see the opportunity for integrators to go to shopping mall companies and transform malls and spaces in malls into experiential, like something between the Sphere in Vegas and the Van Gogh traveling exhibit kind of thing. Number 12, if anyone's on the fence of going to Infocom, they should no longer be on the fence. They should jump on over and register for Infocom, because it's going to be a big year. 13, AI is going to have a giant impact. I've seen 6 or 7 new products that are going to debut that have AI that I can't even talk to you about, that are using it in a really unusual way, but I'll give you a hint. If you've got a camera in the room, you might as well use the camera for more than just shooting pictures of people. Number 14, NDI 6 is going to be a game changer for AV over IP. And number 15, AV as a service. This will be the year it finally sort of makes its debut. I predicted that last year, though, so I could be wrong, Steph.
Yeah. I mean, these are all really good predictions. I'm excited to see what's going to come true and what's not going to come true, because, just you usually, I want to say you're about 80%. I want to say last year you were about 80%.
Yep, that's right. 78, actually.
78. Sorry for that 2% margin of error.
Yeah, you can round it up if you want. But yeah, I'm always right. But it's fun to do those kinds of things. And but in any case, I appreciate you going through this.
Of course. Well, let's continue on. Gary and I are both really grateful and thankful to have wonderful sponsors and partners who have been such a big part of rAVe TV since pretty much the beginning. And one of those is Aver. So we wanted to tell you that Aver just released the VC520. It's the Pro 3. It combines a professional grade camera with a speakerphone. So this has some really good opportunity in the meeting space and in the meeting room. It's perfect for, I want to say, like a mid-sized boardroom or something like that, because it's got that great camera, but it's also got that center microphone that you can set on the table and you can hear everyone very clearly. So yeah, definitely check that out. You can see the full story on ravepubs.com. We also have a link to Aver's website if you scan that QR code in the bottom left. Yeah,
and thanks to the guests you have upcoming, Aver connects that stuff to USB.
Yeah. So let's bring on our next guest. I'm really excited to talk to her. This is Kelly Perkins. She has been in our industry for a really long time. But today she is joining on behalf of sAVe, which is the organization that does a lot of the work that you're seeing right now with all of the sustainability practices and all of many, many manufacturers in our industry. So hi, KP. How's it going?
It's going great. Thank you so much for having me. I love it.
Of course. Thank you for coming on. So, aside from my little blurb that I said, tell me a little bit about sAVe, who sAVe is, and what sAVe does.
Okay. So sAVe is the first US-based nonprofit organization to bring stakeholders in the AV industry to learn and achieve the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. So the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals were created by all of the members of the United Nations, And there's 17 goals, and they kind of range from everything from ending poverty to providing quality healthcare, ending hunger. Very, very lofty goals. But goal 12 specifically is responsible sourcing and production of products, manufacturing. So that's kind of, you know, what we're really focused on with save and the AV industry is just kind of bringing that to that idea and that topic to the forefront of people's minds. And it's been kind of a groundswell, to be honest. You know, and it's interesting because there's a lot of interest, you know, and it's a little bit bigger overseas, but we're gaining interest and gaining momentum in the United States. So it's exciting, and it's also very reassuring and just awesome that, you know, the manufacturers and integrators and everyone in our industry is just excited about it and talking about it and wants to do something. There just hasn't been really that push or that guideline or blueprint to kind of get moving on it. So,
or like that support. So yeah. And a really great thing about SAVE you guys have coming up, you've actually developed a conference that a lot of people are attending, including me. I'm super excited to attend. So tell me a little bit about what is going to happen at this conference, who's attending, what kind of events are going to be held here.
Okay, so it's our first conference ever. We're really excited. It's March 14th and 15th. It's a day and a half in Los Angeles in partnership actually with HETMA. So it'll be hosted at UCLA's Luskin Center. It's a whole slew of folks that are coming. So we have some great sponsors. We have Krystal, QSys, Shure, Microsoft, Visionary Solutions, Sony. So we have some really big players in the industry coming to really support all of the initiatives that we're working on. It'll be a combination of some breakout sessions, some keynote sessions. We're hosting an actual certification workshop. So if your organization or even as an individual want to come and learn how to really create a blueprint that aligns with your organization, you can come and learn how to do that. So yeah, we're really excited.
That's awesome. Can you tell me what some of the opportunities for networking will be?
Yeah, so we're also hosting like a fundraiser and auction gala to raise money for the organization. And we have some awesome speakers coming. So we have a gentleman from the United Nations coming to speak. We have UCLA's chief sustainability officers who are going to speak at the event, as well as the chief sustainability officers from DLR Group coming to speak at the event. But there'll be a lot of networking opportunities because I think it's going to be a fairly tight-knit group of people for the first year. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be lunches, there'll be breakfast, and then that evening event I mentioned.
Very cool. Can people still register to attend, even though we're kind of coming up on it since it's, March 13th through 15th or 14th and 15th?
Yes, you can still register. If you go to the saveav.org website, just click on register, and all the information, the agenda's there, the sponsorships are there. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a good event.
Me too. This is something that I'm actually like really passionate about. And so I'm really excited to get to come and provide coverage and kind of show all the people who follow us all the great things that you guys are doing. So I'm so excited to attend.
Yay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, KP. I appreciate you hopping on for a few minutes and telling me a little bit more about it. And I'll see you in just a few weeks.
Cool. Thanks so much, guys.
Of course. So let's bring back on Gary to talk with me a little bit.
I didn't know I was allowed to call her KP. I've always called her Kelly. So I'm going to start using it.
I don't know that I was supposed to do that. I think I just started doing it.
Are you the originator of KP?
I don't think so, but I was just like, yeah, Kelly Perkins, KP.
All right. Well, look, as I said, Vadio was the first company in our industry to actually do video USB and audio USB connectivity, and their division of Legrand, and Legrand AV has a new president. We'll have her on as a guest later on next month. But in the meantime, have you heard about C2G? Now, one of the products I mentioned during my crystal ball was the fact that we're going to be able to send USB-C and USB 3 signals a lot cheaper and faster. One of those companies really going to benefit from that is C2G because of their USB-C connectivity and docking stations. Well, there's still a bunch of HDMI cables out there and HDMI signal routing and distribution, and they have untangled the web of confusion by ultimately creating 3 lines of product, kind of a good, better, best stuff, which is a good idea.
Yeah,
Good,
it is a
better,
good idea.
best in HDMI, because
Not everyone is going to go for the highest.
Well, not everyone's doing 8K. Not
Yeah.
everyone's doing long distances. So you got 1080, 4K, 8K. That'd be good, better, best there. But all of that is, they actually have a landing page. Scan the QR code. You can get to the landing page that literally explains what they're doing here. We also have a story on our website at ravepubs.com about how they did this and why they did this. And we're big lovers of C2G because they're part of Legrand, and Legrand is supporting us bringing this show to you every Wednesday. So we got to show them some love. And hey, speaking of some love, I'm loving the fact that the E4 is ramping back up. And next month I'll be heading to Washington, D.C. on March 4th, I think it is, if I remember correctly, and delivering a brand new keynote that's, it's 8 cool new products and 4 new technologies, something like that, or 9 cool new products and 4 new technologies you need to watch for 2024. It's an all new keynote, and I'm excited to be delivering it live at E4. And remember, it starts at 9 a.m. It's free breakfast before that. So from 8 to 9, free breakfast. And we have the keynote, and then the show floor opens at 10. Doing another session there. There's about 6 or 7 other sessions, so you can earn about 10 CTSRUs if you hang out. But there's also 50 brands that are going to be there, Steph, on the show floor that are doing like mini trade show. Most of them showing new products that they had at ISE, including Spinetics will be there with their new digital signage player, the 4-output digital signage player I highlighted in my keynote, in my crystal ball stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting. And yes, the DC one is March 5th, and then the Chicago E4 is April 16th.
Yeah, and you can register for both of them actually by scanning that QR code or going to e4experience.com. So I'm glad you corrected me there, Steph.
Of course.
But I will be there on time. I would have been there on time.
You will be there on time. So I wanted to talk about Shure really quick, because this was just a very interesting piece of news that you and I have covered over the past week. So Shure recently issued a statement in support of this new FCC wireless mic order. And I was a little bit confused about what this all meant. And, I've done a little bit of reading trying to kind of figure this out. But basically, I think this is supporting this idea of unlicensed wireless multi-channel audio systems. So Shure wants to give this unlicensed WMAS higher power, and the FCC agreed. So this is because the number of unlicensed wireless microphone users vastly outnumbers the number of licensed users in the United States. So this is to realize that full benefit of WMAS technology so that you can kind of connect to this without a license for what frequencies you are using. To read the full article and learn a little bit more about what this FCC regulation and this agreement with Shure is, you can scan the QR code at the bottom left of the screen. It explains it a little better than I can, because I'm not a part of the FCC.
Yeah, and I think it's good that Shure is supporting this, because you're not going to fix the problem without addressing the problem. So I think it's a good thing to do. And obviously, it only has to do with North America, well, U.S., but I think the world will probably follow what Shure does there. And by the way, speaking of Shure, we have a video, a case study about the Microflex Advanced system that was installed at EHL Hospitality Business School. So let's run that video.
Hi, this is Darren Allard, and I'm a lecturer here at EHL since about 6 years. Here at EHL, we offer a bachelor's degree in hotel management, as well as several master's degree programs, such as our MBA. The corona pandemic greatly accelerated our investment in equipment in our classrooms.
L'école hôtelière de Lausanne cherchait des solutions pour pouvoir faire de la captation pour délivrer leurs cours à distance. Après la pandémie, durant l'été 2020, nous avons dû très rapidement, en un mois, équiper 46 de leurs salles. Il y avait 1 ou 2 micros MXA 910. Ces micros étaient directement reliés à l'AN USB, qui lui-même était relié sur le PC qui gérait les Teams.
We equipped all 46 of our classrooms with the Shure ceiling microphone. This microphone is very sensitive, and enables us to operate without having to use clip-on microphones or to pass handheld microphones around the room. So because of this, our students have greatly appreciated the long-distance classes, and we are now fully equipped and prepared to deal with any challenges in the future.
All right, great. Let me remind everyone that we did announce our ISE Best of Show Awards. It is the only Best of Show Awards that you do not have to pay an entry fee to get into. We allow anyone access to these awards, and we don't pick the award winners based on them having to fill out a form or anything like that. So all of those were posted late last week, or mid last week, I should say. And we had an announcement. We actually announced a lot of them on replay. One of the ones, and they're all, by the way, on our website. If you go to our website, they're trending right now, along with my crystal ball. So if you just go ravepubs.com, you'll see them there, and you'll see all those winners. It's 100 plus winners. And one of the companies that did win is a company called Macnica. And I'm on a roll of video here and show you what they've done. They've actually put IPMX capability, transmission receiving transport of IPMX, which is a SMPTE 2110 version of AV over IP, into a very, very small chip. And I think this is a game changer for AV over IP. I think this allows this certainly allows IPMX or Macnica to sell this chip as an entry point into displays, for example. So you can put this chip inside of a projector, and you'll be able to go AV over IP straight into the projector across a network cable. So that means you just connect a network cable to a projector or monitor or something like that, and you'll be able to pick off whatever signal you want. So you can imagine how that sort of simplifies things. And I think, you know, whether or not IPMX becomes sort of the thing that everyone uses, it remains to be seen. But ultimately, this is a very small chip, and it certainly will drive a lot of adoption. Certainly the broadcast world, the manufacturers coming from broadcast are going to use IPMX for AV over IP, whether or not the big four do. And of course, we have SDVUE. Don't forget about them. And then obviously you have NVX from Krystal, which is probably the most installed. And then you have Extron's NAV system, QSC, obviously making a play in that segment. And of course, all of it's being signal routed and distributed by Netgear AV. They're the big player there. But do you want to take the D-Tool story, Steph?
Yeah, I can take it. So basically, Snap One announced this new partnership with Portal.io, and I love the featured image for this, showing what this little backend is going to look like, because they made a reference to The Office, calling it the Schrute Farms project in this example image.
I did not even notice that.
Well, I don't know why I did, but I did. Well, Snap One in this partnership with Portal.io is kind of a backhanded almost diss to D-Tools, because that is, another basic, thing that offers the same thing as Portal.io, this kind of web-based product catalog proposal tool. But yeah, it's very interesting. I wonder why Snap One chose Portal to do this with, but it's going to offer its partners the Portal subscription, which is, usually like a $600 per year subscription at no cost to its partners. So I wonder if it's because maybe the same thing with D-Tools is more expensive. But I don't know. Very interesting.
Hey, and I want to apologize for the video glitches we're getting on Steph's side. It's a bandwidth issue that we have identified that we will not have next week, promise you. But hey, you can still see her and hear her.
As long as you hear me, who really needs to see me anyway?
That's right. Here you go. I like seeing you, Steph. But all right,
thank you.
Let me take the rest really quickly. We got a great story online right now about how they did the sphere. A lot of people are wondering how they connect that together. Obviously, HoloPort has gotten a lot of press over how they did the audio, but a lot of people are wondering how they do the signal routing distribution for the shows on the inside. And we got the T, as it's called. Is that right, Steph? Isn't that what you say?
Yep. Okay, that's it.
Okay. See, trying to act young. We got T. It's Matrox that did it all, and you can read the story on our website. We have a good case study on that explains how they actually did it and what they used to actually do it. And we're very excited. I had a briefing this morning covering this event that I'm doing next week. VizRT with Broadfield are hosting an event on launch as a launch and learn. I'm actually going to be one of the co-hosts of that event. It's going to be how to engage students, connect streamers, and increase live production, specifically in higher education. So if you are selling to higher education or you are in higher education, everything's being streamed. Let me give you an example. So if you're teaching in a classroom, you may be wanting to stream to Zoom or Teams. Okay, that's one way. But you may also be wanting to put your content on YouTube, right? Or doing YouTube Live or Facebook Live, something like that. You may also want to be sending it to a lecture capture system. But you also might have a guest that comes into an auditorium, and all of a sudden you want to send that to all the classrooms in the building because you need overflow, right? That's two different types of streaming. The streaming that you do to a live location like that and a streaming you do to an online platform are two totally different things. But also the athletic department wants to do a whole different level of streaming so that they can capture football and basketball games and soccer games and volleyball, hockey, things like that. They need to stream out at a really high rate to ESPN, but also stream out at a lower rate, say, to the campus-wide network. And all of that can be done through NDI. So, for example, these are all different applications, all on higher education. So in fact, if you build an esports venue in higher education, you're going to do 4 different kinds of streaming simultaneously. The players are going to have one level of streaming. The live audience is going to have a second level of streaming. The referees are going to have a third type of streaming, and the people watching it on Twitch or online are going to have a fourth level. And if you go to ESPN, they'll take the same feed that the refs take. But ultimately, all of this is going to be explained, all how you do it, how NDI plays into it, and all the products that you'd use to do this on February 27th at 1 p.m. It is the ultimate opportunity for you to learn all about streaming everywhere on campus in a higher education facility. So I hope that you'll join me for that. And of course, Steph, we are both excited about launch week 9.
We are. This is going to be our best launch week ever. We have worked really hard on providing this content to you guys and kind of developing this with a few of our different panelists and other moderators. It's going to be great. So definitely come, even if you do not even want to come to all 4 days. You don't have to. You can choose day by day. But go ahead and register. Go ahead and save your spot so that it'll put it in your calendar and send you a reminder to attend. This is going to be really fantastic, and we are thrilled with some of the panels and product launches and all of this stuff that we get to provide you guys.
And if you sign up, you get a one-touch view of the archives, right? You don't have to do a whole bunch of stuff to get into the archives. So even if you can't join any of the sessions live, you get access to the archives. So we'll come to you again next week live, and we come to every Wednesday at noon Eastern time live. And of course, every day in any trade show that we do our live coverage from, we're there every day during the show. And I can't remember, are we doing esports tomorrow? Is it esports show tomorrow? Yes. Okay. So tomorrow, and is it at noon? Is it at 1? Yep. Noon tomorrow. Don't forget about the rAVe esports show with Bubba Gettert. We do that on Thursdays. So check it out. Tomorrow's show is going to be awesome. If you haven't had a chance to watch those shows, just go to our website, go to rAVe TV, do the drop down and watch the esports show. So if you're in the esports market, wanting to learn how to do esports, wanting to understand why you should get into esports. And by the way, Steph, I'm really excited because guess who's going to be an upcoming guest?
No, who? You?
Cameron Lawrence.
Cameron Lawrence, no way. Cameron Lawrence of Cameron Lawrence Racing.
Cameron Lawrence Racing, he's a race car driver who happens to be married to someone who works at the rAVe agency. And he does esports all the time to practice his driving. So he actually has an esports simulator that actually acts like a car and bounces around and stuff. He's going to be on the esports show coming up. So we're also excited about that. Morgan Lawrence is our director of communications, and she's married to Cameron Lawrence, who's a race car driver, which is really kind of fun. We got to go watch him live. Have you been to see him live? I know a lot of people have, but have you been?
No, I actually have never seen him race.
I watched him on TV.
But I know he's really good, and it's really cool to be able to watch that and be like, oh, I know him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll have to make a trek to go.
And he actually did. He was a commentary or did commentary for a race I was watching about a month ago. He's really good. He's like really talented communications wise. So I think, I don't know if he's just natural or Morgan's been coaching him, but he's great there. So, but in any case, we'll give you more details on that, but definitely check out the rAVe esports show. You can go right back to where you're watching this right now, or go to launch.com. You can see that show it's every other Thursday, kind of the first and third Thursday of the month, every month at noon Eastern. So, hey, Steph, thank you very much. And I want to thank Kelly for joining us as well and being a guest on our show. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, everybody.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.